This is Adam Huxema from ProjectionHub, and I'm going to walk you through our mobile and web app financial projection template. So the first thing you need to know with this template is that all these cells that are highlighted in blue are assumptions that you can easily change without breaking anything in the model. So I'm going to walk you through all the different input tabs and show you how you'd be able to create your own set of projections for your own mobile or web app business. So the first thing here, you can change the start date of the projections. You can add either current or future investors. You can add your own custom accounts payable terms. And then you can add fixed assets, both intangible assets like a trademark or a copyright, as well as fixed assets like equipment, tangible assets like equipment or vehicles, that sort of thing. And then you can add a business loan here as well. And then this little table down here is going to show you what kind of capital or cash you need, or we think you need, based on the inputs that you have in the model. Now jumping into the input revenue tab. So creating revenue projections for your mobile app or web app can be a bit of a challenge, but we're going to show you how we think about it and how we think you would want to structure this model to help you set you up for success. So the first thing here, you can change the month that you expect your revenue to start with. So if you're raising, let's say, a pre-seed round of investment from investors to help you develop or build out your MVP, you're not going to be generating revenue on month one. And so that's what you can do here is kind of delay that revenue generation out for a few months based on the number that you put in there. Now, we're expecting that many mobile app and web apps will have some sort of paid customer acquisition strategy. So maybe some paid ad spend on Google or Facebook or Instagram or some other source. So you can put an advertising budget here, and then a cost per click to get a visitor to the site. And then also the ability here to add your number of organic leads. So how many leads per month are you getting for free? These are free website or visitors or mobile app downloads. So you have these number of leads or visitors, and then some percentage of them are actually going to download or sign up for the app. So that's the conversion rate we have here. And that will give you your total number of downloads per month. And then we expect some sort of churn rate. And this could vary greatly depending on the type of app and how much difficulty there is. If this is a kind of a free trial app, you might expect a pretty high churn rate initially, where a large number just sign up for a free trial, never subscribe, or they download the app and never really become active users. So that's what you can put in here, and all of that's going to help you develop your total active user base down here. And from there, we get into the different forms of revenue generation. So you can add subscription revenue. You can add a free trial if you'd like. And then different levels of subscription and the price for each level, and what percentage of your active users do you expect to subscribe at each level. And so you may have a level that's free forever. So this doesn't have to add up to 100%. Maybe not all of your users are subscribers. Maybe some of them are free users. But you can also have some percentage of them as subscribers as well. Then you can have an average growth rate of the percentage of people that are subscribers. And that'll help you generate your total subscription revenue. Then you can also have advertising revenue. So maybe you just do ad revenue, maybe you do ad revenue and subscription revenue, but maybe those free users that aren't subscribers, they get ads displayed to them. And we can do an ad revenue per non-subscriber, free trial, and subscriber per month, and calculate our ad revenue down here. Now, a lot of apps, web apps and mobile apps, have in-app purchases. You can add in-app purchases here as well. And for each of these revenue items, you can pick what month you want that revenue item to kind of turn on. So maybe you don't have in-app purchases right away. Maybe the MVP doesn't have in-app purchases, but maybe by month 8 you expect to turn that revenue source on, and so that's what this allows you to do. And then you can add what dollar amount of in-app purchases per active user per month do you expect. And then there's the ability to just add other sources of revenue, kind of a catch-all here, other sources of revenue. There's a table here to add your cost of goods sold. So you might have some different cost of goods sold. Would be consulting, maybe helping a customer, if this is like a business app where you're helping kind of get them set up in the onboarding process, that may be listed here. And you can do that as either a percentage of revenue or a per active user per month or per subscriber per month cost. You can have hosting fees on a per user, per subscriber level, and then kind of that customer support that would also be put into cost of goods sold here as well. And then you can add a change or increase or decrease in your cost of goods sold per year here as well. So that's going to give you your total revenue from all sources as well as your total cost of goods sold. Now, jumping into our other expenses, our other operating expenses, you can see we have a table here where you can add individual expense types. You can add these expense types in a couple different ways. So you can do it as a fixed dollar amount, a percentage of revenue, or per FTE employee, full-time employee. So an example of a percentage of revenue could be transaction fees, like credit card processing fees would probably be a percentage of revenue. This is 8%, so that's probably high for a credit card fee. Maybe that would be 3%, and then here's an example of a per FTE remote working expenses of $500 per month, and that's per FTE here. And you can see, just different general operating expenses that you could stick as a fixed monthly amount. And then up here, you can add an annual inflation rate for your operating expenses as well. So you see out in year 2, 3, and 4, these are kind of automatically increasing based on whatever you put in here as the inflation rate. And here we have the ability to add your different positions, their salaries, benefits, what month they start, what month they end, how many of each position do you have, and then an annual raise amount. Once you get that all entered in, then we can come over here to our at a glance and see some different tables and charts, our profit and loss at a glance, some key ratios, some graphs that you could put into a pitch deck or hand to your designer to format specifically for your pitch deck. You have the ability to see kind of a breakdown of required startup funds, use of funds, how those were used, and a number of kind of KPIs, key performance indicators for your type of business. And then you'll see a annual income statement projection, cash flow projection, balance sheet projection, and then an income statement by month for each of the 5 years, cash flow by month, balance sheet by month, And then our last tab here is an investor dashboard, which is pretty cool. So you can send this to an investor, and it's going to put your base projections here in white, and then the investor could go in and make their own assumptions. So they said, well, I'm going to invest an extra $1 million, and so let's see if we can really ramp these numbers up. Let's double all these numbers. And they could then come down here and see, once they make all of their adjustments, a modified income statement, which is what the investor is projecting based on what they put in here, compared to the original set of projections that you put together. And so this could be really useful and just helpful for kind of a conversation piece with your investors. So that's the model. If you have any questions, please let us know. We'd be happy to help. Thanks.